time to learn the form of the active participles. Just the form, not the function. That will be next hour. Here's the great news. The participles take the same endings that you have already learned. Yay! With one addition. So here's the chart. Masculine singular, kotel. Kotel. Now we're using the verb katal, kof, tet, lamed. That's the verb we will use for all paradigms. So the masculine singular active participle is kotel. The feminine singular has two forms. The first one is kotelet. The second is kotela, which is exactly what you would expect. Kamete on the end. Masculine plural, kotelim. Masculine plural ending, and feminine plural, kotelot. So the only new form is kotelet, and you want to hear that accent on the middle syllable. Kotelet. Make sure you can say that with the accent in the middle. But apart from that form, they are all the ones that you know already. Take a quick look, apart from kotelet, look at kotela, kotelim, kotelot. Do you notice the vocal shava under the tet there in the middle? Okay, this is the phenomenon we have seen before, where you have two kids on an inflatable raft in a pool, and when they're sitting on each end of the raft, the middle kind of pops up out of the water. That's what we're seeing in the chart. You have lightening of the vowel in the middle. Now, something I should make you aware of is, as you already know, cholim and cholim vav are practically interchangeable. And so look at this pair of charts. Okay, the first one we just looked at. Kotel, kotelet, kotela, kotelim, kotelot. Those could just as easily be written as they are in this second chart, where instead of a full cholim vav, you have just a cholim. Still again, kotel, kotelet or kotela, kotelim, kotelot. And I have purposely put the long O vowel in green to match the vowel chart. Okay, remember, here is our vowel chart. The O vowels are green, and the cholim and cholim vav, those long O vowels, are this nice dark green. So that's what we've put in the chart here. Now, I have to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Yohanan, and Yohanan is a Hebrew verb. Here is Yohanan, looking like a normal-ish person, okay? But if we spread out his body parts a little, and we move his head to the right and his legs to the left, he is going to read like a Hebrew verb, if you will. So his head is going to represent the first consonant of a Hebrew verb, his torso will be the middle consonant, and his legs will be the third consonant. Hebrew verbs are every verb in Hebrew is considered to have 3 root consonants. That's fudging a bit in some cases, as we will see in Hebrew too, but every verb is considered to have 3 root consonants. So Yohanan's head is the first one, his torso is the middle one, and his legs are the last one. Now, we could put some clothing on him. All right, so under his head we could put a tie, and that would represent the vowel that follows the first consonant. And then we could give him a belt, and that would represent the vowel that follows the second consonant. So if Yohanan is an active participle, he's going to have a dark green tie. Think about what that means for a minute. Okay, dark green is a long O vowel. So if Yohanan is wearing a dark green tie, that means you have a long O vowel following the first consonant. This may take a little bit to get used to, but I think you will eventually find Yohanan extremely helpful. So if you have Yohanan wearing a dark green tie, in other words, you're looking at a verb where there's a long O vowel after the first consonant, that is your clue that you are looking at an active participle. So you will need to memorize the paradigm: kotel, kotelet or kotela, kotelim, kotelot. For now, we are especially focusing on the fact that the endings are exactly the same as for nouns, apart from this new one, kotelet, and that there will be a long O first vowel. Now, let's look at that chart one more time. Notice in the masculine singular, you have a sere after the second consonant. So long O first vowel, sere second vowel. Now, let's go back to Yohanan for a second here. So here's Yohanan. We left him with his nice dark green tie. If he is wearing a bright blue sere-colored belt, that is further confirmation that you're looking at an active participle. Koteo.